Well, let's talk health now. In a bid to raise awareness about the dangers of polio and its effect, an author and entrepreneur, Kunle Adeyanju, is currently traversing the African continent as he rides from London to Lagos on a bike. Currently in Mali, Mr. Adeyanju hopes to raise 20 million naira for immunization, especially of polio. Major cities he has traversed include London, Paris, Girona, Valencia, among other countries. Mr. Adeyanju started this adventure on the 19th of April to raise awareness about the dangers of polio and to help raise funds for immunization. Well, let's now bring in Kunle Adeyanju, who joins us live via Zoom to give updates on the progress of his journey so far. When news of your journey got to the social media, a whole lot of people were interested, and of course commendations were coming to you. What exactly is the motivation for embarking on this journey?
Well, for me, it's all about giving back. You know, that's the essential spirit of being a Nigerian, which is to try to make the world a little bit better than you made it, and try to use your skills, your talents, and all that we've been blessed with to try to impact this world and, you know, make a change. So for me, that's my motivation. Yes, I'm an outdoor person. I'm somebody who likes, you know, I like being physical. I'm a physical person. Yeah, that's what I've been given. That's one of the skills I've been blessed with. And that's what Rotary is calling about. Those skills, those talents you've been given. How are you using it to touch the life of the less privileged, people who are not as, you know, fortunate, or who are not as, how will I say, blessed as we are? So basically, that's the essential spirit of being a Rotarian. So I'm just doing what I believe in as a Rotarian, that I need to do all I can to try to make the world a little bit better.
And as it is, you've passed through continents. What has the experience been like? What are the challenges you've experienced?
I must tell you, it's been a heck of a ride. You know, traversing the European continent down into North Africa. Now I'm into West Africa. It's been a heck of a ride. You know, traversing from the freezing climate conditions down into the desert, very hot, unfriendly desert, and then coming into us West Africa. So I'm still in the desert, but even traversing through the desert, you realize that the desert is not just like, you can't use one word to define the desert. The desert in Morocco is totally different from the desert in Mauritania. And when you come down into Mali, where I am now, I mean, even in Senegal, then down into Mali, the desert there is totally different characteristics. You know, when you just go through this thing, you begin to imagine, you know, the awesomeness of God. That He didn't create all these things with so much diversity. And, you know, when you go through this thing where you go to so much diversity, it changes your person. You know, your worldview, your horizon about how you see things already changes. He humbles you and you become a better person. So far, that's my experience on this. And like I said, it's been a heck of a ride.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that at some point we're hearing voices in the desert. Share with us that experience.
Yeah, you see, I think there was one time, I think it's your channel probably when some Nigerian returnees were being interviewed at the airport, MMA2, no, sorry, international. And when some of the ladies talked about that they heard voices, they saw spirits in the desert. Well, I just said, oh, these guys are probably, you know, just joking. But when I was on the Sahara, the truth is you hear voices. You hear voices. But the voices you hear, they are not spirits. You see, what happened is the Sahara is a flat plain. And you have the wind there traveling at a very high speed. So what happened is somebody talking or speaking like 100 kilometers away because of the wind, the speed of the wind. They carry these voices, and where you're standing, you are hearing what they are saying clearly. So what they actually could be saying could be like 100 kilometers away or 200 kilometers away. So yes, you hear voices, but they are not spirits. They are voices of people maybe several hundred of kilometers away. But because of the wind speed, and you know, the flat plane of it, so there's no obstruction, you hear it clearly. So people tend to call that spirit. But it's not spirit, it's just time.
All right, well, we'll look forward to having you in Nigeria, especially in Lagos. Thank you very much, Kunle Adeyanju, for speaking to us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you for having me.